What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. So your base pass rush sucks in Madden 24. Join the club. There are a lot of things with this particular game that are confusing players as to why their guys don't shed off blocks. What is going on with your pass rush? Why is it that other players in the community seem to be able to rush 3 or be able to rush 4 and get better results out of their defenses compared to you? Well, this YouTube video is for you guys. So if you guys could do me a quick favor, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Also give the video a like and drop a comment below to help push this video out in the algorithm. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's go ahead and get into it and talk about the general rush rules of Madden 24. Number 1, you must rush 4 players. Not only do you need to rush 4 players, you need to make sure that it is not just counting your user if your user is a linebacker. So I'm going to give you guys an example of a defense that will not shed unless you send a 4th player. And that defense is the dollar. A lot of players like to run dollar, and you may be saying, well, Zan, hey, I face 3-man rush out of dollar all the time. And I know that it sheds. Different things in play here. So first and foremost, let's show you what a 3-man rush looks like if I just drop back to pass. You can see that we've got a long time. It's like 7 seconds. And I'll snap a few times as well. We'll just go ahead and continue to run the 3-man rush. We can take a look at this. It really doesn't shed. And then about 6 or 7 seconds, it finally lets them off their blocks. This is due to the fact that Madden has a predetermined timer for 3-man rushes. We've had so many years of people saying, oh my gosh, I'm tired of 3-man rushes in this game. What can we do to slow this down? I hate it when I block 5 or 6, they just rush 3 and they get instant pressure. So if we were to take this over to a different defense, like for instance, the nickel wide, and I were to maybe run a 4-man rush, but for whatever reason, I've decided I want to bluff blitz Jalen Carter, and I want to have him drop out into the middle of the field. We snap this ball, and you see right here that this 3-man rush looks a lot like the one we just saw out of the dollar defense. And let's go ahead just for the sake of consistency and show you another formation such as dime normal. This time I'm going to spy one of our 3, snap the ball, and you're going to see that, lo and behold, no shedding until about 6-7 seconds, pretty much every single time. Again, this is because there is a 4-man rush minimum. Now, here's the part that a lot of players use to circumvent this rule set. Let's say for whatever reason, I want to bluff blitz that Jalen Carter again and rush just 3. A lot of players will go ahead and blitz their user, and that will replace, quote unquote, the player that's dropping in coverage. Let's see if that works. So we snap the ball, little 4-man rush, kind of got a little bit of a shed, right? Let's show another example. That looked a little bit earlier than what we're used to seeing. Let's go ahead and bluff blitz this guy, maybe blitz our user here, and let's see if we get any sheds on the right side. And we see that, not really. Still pretty slow, right? So the general rule of thumb is this. It needs to be 4, not counting a linebacker user. So if I go ahead and snap this ball here, you're going to see immediately those disengages and sheds are much faster. So now that we know it's 4, let's go back into dollar, because I know a lot of you are saying, well, I swear 3-man rushes at a dollar work. You're going to see here that we got our user blitz, 3-man rush up front. Does this help? Ball snapped. And again, it looks pretty bad, right? Well, let's go ahead and blitz our user and maybe stand a little bit closer. So blitz our user. Notice that the pass rush icons disappeared. What happens if I take this guy down so the pass rush icons appear over his head? You see those 2 lime green bars? Does this help? We snap this ball, and you kind of see a little bit of a benefit. What if we decide to stand a little bit closer? What if I just rush 3 and then do this and then peel back? Does that help? No, not really. It is a stock 4-man rush. You have to have a 4th AI rusher in this game to get a shed. Everything else is disengaged randomness, okay? So let's say now I want to blitz Roby. This is now considered a 4-man rush. Even if the offensive line slide protects and IDs over here, you are going to see that everyone else can now instantly shed off of their block because the count is 4. Well, how about another mix in? What if I decide to bluff blitz Roby. Will that help? So now we have 1, 2, 3, and then the bluff blitzer as 4. Will that help? The D tackle and the bluff blitz didn't help. Will it help here? Snap the ball. No. Once again, you see it does not assist us in getting sheds. What if we decide to blitz our user to count as 4 and then bluff blitz Roby to count as 5? Will that help? So here we snap this ball. Again, not really. So how is it that players are able to rush 3 and get sheds to the quarterback? Well, there is a brand new meta taking over in Madden right now, and that involves 4 down linemen, but one of your down linemen is a lurk artist. And if you guys want a lot of detail on this, I would strongly urge you guys to head over to my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg, where I take a deep dive on how this meta works and can start to lab up some better blitzes, some crazy pressures, and also start to get you a better base rush in Madden 24. Now, what we're gonna do here, even though we don't have the lurk artist ability, I'm going to ask you guys, just for the sake of the video, to pretend that we do have the lurk artist. And we're going to talk about 4-man rushes out of 4 down lineman sets, and we are going to sub in a lurk artist player. So for the sake of this, we're going to pretend that Nakobe Dean is our quote-unquote lurk artist. I'm going to sub him over here at this left of screen linebacker position. We're now going to go ahead and choose whatever you want. We can set zone drops, we could play match, whatever it is that you guys want to do. But we are going to make this a 3-man rush that will have the ability to shed against 5 blockers or even 6. So we'll go ahead and call a street corner flat combo here out of bunch. Let's go ahead and put the ball on the wide side of the field, and we'll get to explaining how this works. So with this particular combo, I'm gonna go and set up a coverage scheme that involves us playing Mabel with a 30-yard and a 5-yard or a 25 and 5, and then a deep half over the top. Keep in mind with this play, I want to rush maybe 3 keeper, and I want to lurk in the middle of the field with this double Mabel action. Maybe we put Blankenship in a hook curl to the right. Maybe we man up somebody. Whatever it is you guys want to do with this, maybe we actually man up the corner route that we suspect to be coming on this. Now, Dean is our lurk artist. For MUT purposes, this is your Patrick Willis, your Dave Robinson, this is your Anthony Walker. It's a number of different items, and depending on when you're watching this video, there's many more with the lurk artist ability for 1 AP. It is the best ability in Madden for the AP value. I would strongly urge you guys to try this out because it's going to help your defense out in a big way. Because as you might imagine, being able to drop this player into coverage and lurk with him and still be able to catch interceptions is huge, because now we have 8 in coverage and 3 rushing, and those 3 can shed, unlike a lot of other defenses. So when we snap this ball, we're going to pull back in coverage, and the game treats those blockers or those rushers as if they are part of a 4-man unit. Again, it requires that there are 4 down linemen rushing, 4 down linemen, or 3 down linemen and an extra non-user controlled player. If your user is a lineman, you can shed in this particular call, which is going to allow us to play our Mabel style coverage, be able to neutralize whatever receiver it is we want, and then drop off the line very, very easily. So again, I'm going to drop back in coverage. If they want to throw over the middle, I can lurk in routes, Texas routes, whatever it is I want to lurk, and everyone else on the field can shed to the quarterback more effectively. So this is a huge, huge deal as it pertains this meta. And it gets even better because now we're in a spot where, for whatever reason, let's say that I want to run dollar again. Maybe we go ahead and do this same tactic at a dollar. I'm going to sub in, let's sub in Dean again. That's kind of our quote unquote lurk artist. I'm going to put him in here. And now we are running a 3-man rush, but maybe we decide that we want to add in a 4th rusher to this. Again, this is still going to keep it a 3-man rush if you really think about it. So maybe we decide, let's blitz this slot corner off of that right side. We'll replace this purple zone with Blankenship in a purple. And then here on this example, I will decide to maybe pull my player back in coverage. So I'll lurk on Dean, the ball snapped, I peel it back. You should still see the ability for Reddick to shed, etc., etc. We're getting to the quarterback. Also compare your resistance. This is also very, very important. As you guys know, resistance can be an important part of the game. The more you rush the same players in the same formations, in the same crashes, at the same shoulder of the offensive lineman, they develop resistance. So after several plays, you may wish to go ahead and pull those players or swap them or use a package to move them around. This will help keep them shedding and prevent the resistance from building up on the offense. You guys may even choose to take it a step further. I know that it's not really meta to use AP on this, but you may look at an X factor such as the Blitz X factor. I know the AKA Lawrence Taylor gets this ability in MUT, or if you guys are playing regs or whatever, or CFM, maybe you guys get a player that gets the Blitz X factor. If he gets enough sacks, he activates it, wipes all the resistance, so you don't have to worry about playing that game as much. Or maybe use the ability such as Unpredictable. It's all kind of up to you guys. Again, a lot of you guys are gonna be watching this at varying points in the year, so I don't wanna, sit here and promise you that picks are gonna be caught after a patch here in November, but it seems to be that EA is gonna focus on drop picks. Maybe that's gonna bring back D-line abilities. We don't know for sure, but for right now, this is a great way to be able to drop 8 in coverage and still be able to get sheds with your 3-man rush. Lord knows this game needs it because coverage is about as bad as it's ever been. So I hope that today's video does help you out. If you did, make sure you guys give a thumbs up to the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. And if you guys want more, head over to gridirongameplans.gg. I am working so hard over on the website. I dropped a 7-video vault update over the weekend focusing on blitz metas, how to counter them, and we're working feverishly towards bringing defense back into Madden 24. So I hope you guys liked today's video. Subscribe to the channel, check out the short a little bit later. We'll see you guys this afternoon or tomorrow with our next long form video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.